coming up later in the show. But now let's send it over to the fourth member of our crew, a homecoming for her.
Oh, my, look at that.
Former Wolverine volleyball player, Michelle McMahon. And wow, that's a great picture.
That's a great picture.
Dave,
right there, huh?
I'm a little distracted by that terrifying photo of me from a decade ago. We have some serious fans in the back. That's my family behind us. But we're just getting started on this BTN Tailgate Show. Get excited, Michigan fans, because we have a big lineup for you. Coach, how do you contain a quarterback like Tommy Armstrong?
We got to be disciplined. You know, he's going to make his plays.
Jim, with the youth movement on this team, what was your overall impression from the spring game about your group?
I thought a lot of good things.
Today we have boots on the ground all over the place in the Big Ten today, including updates over in Minneapolis as rivalry heats up between the Gophers and the Hawkeyes. Guys, I caught up with both coaches at the half, starting with Pat Fitzgerald. He said the protection with Clayton Thorson is fine. He has to get rid of the ball. He was adamant about that last possession. He also spoke about this game coming down to turnovers. Nobody gave this Penn State team a chance, and now here they are in the Big Ten championship game. How did they get here from your perspective?
You know, me and Duran, you know, we came in together and we're still great friends to this day, so it's awesome.
Speaking of Duran, he had some words to say about not only getting the Super Bowl ring, but also perhaps the bragging rights here in the spring game. What is your counter to that?
I mean, I gave him 13 points already. I mean, what else does he want?
Coach, as you've managed a very difficult offseason for this Michigan State football program, how have you guided your team amidst the distraction? Jabril, you were selected as a Heisman finalist, taking 933 snaps in 15 different positions. How special was it to be on that panel of finalists in the Heisman tonight?
I was just happy to be there.
McMahon.
Thanks, Eric. Tracy Claeys had mixed reviews on that first half. He thought that they weren't taking care of the ball very well, but he did say we did do some good things. His biggest area of concern right now is addressing that middle linebacker position with the absence of Cody Polk and Nick Rawlis to injury. Matt, two top 11 teams in the country going at it today in the Big Ten. What do you expect out of this game? There's no tailgating scene like there is in Ann Arbor, Michigan on football Saturday. So joining me now is our Dairy Queen ultimate fan, that is Pat Hoffman. What is your story with the University of Michigan, Pat?
Been coming to U of M football since about 1971.
It's always a grind against a team like Nebraska. Describe the emotion heading into Big Ten play against an opponent like them.
Yeah, you know, I think like the other side, excited. And
one more practice, and then you take your endeavors to Rome. What do you hope to accomplish while you are overseas?
I want it to be the greatest experience of our players' lives up until this point. It's going to be a great educational experience.
Did you invite the Pope to practice?
We are going to see, we have tickets to go see the Pope give a papal address on the 26th of April.
Well, Dave, the women's basketball team was practicing this morning, so I made it my mission to track down one of the best players in the country, Kelsey Mitchell. Coach Fitzgerald, after starting the season 0-2, the Monkeys off your back with the first win of the season. What'd you make of this victory?
well, I'm really proud of our guys. You know,
Thanks, Dave. Memorial Stadium stands tall behind me as one of the most iconic stadiums in all of college football. First established in 1923, worth $1.7 million back in that time. But let's reflect back now in history as Red Grange first established the iconic tradition of Illini football. And John, you've built this Michigan basketball program since 2007, just like Jim Harbaugh is starting to build this Michigan football program. So what have you seen from a coach's perspective on Jim Harbaugh? And lastly, you're breaking in some new khakis on game day. How do they feel?
Good. Yeah. It's a great day for football. Great turnout by our Michigan fans. So good day.
Thanks, Dave. We'll get to those injuries in just a moment. But first, Penn State is not changing their approach heading into this road game. They are very much taking a business-like approach. Head coach James Franklin said, we're not deviating from the process that got us to this point. First full season as head coach, and you have a win under your belt. How relieving was this one?
Your first games are tough. You never know what you're going to get when you haven't played an opponent before. And,
Coach, can you elaborate on the decision to go for two there?
well, you know, I just believe in that. At the end of the game, you're up by 7, you go for 2. And then you're up by 2 scores if you make it. If you don't, the other team goes score. I still think they'll kick it most of the time.
That is Blair Thomas and Mike Haynes, national champion from 1986 and one of the best running backs from all time, Blair. When you look at a player like Saquon Barkley, what makes him so special at the running back position? You mentioned the staggering numbers in this matchup, but that's not to be said that Ohio State is overlooking this Indiana team. Head coach Urban Meyer said earlier this week, this is the best Indiana team that we've seen. He has a tremendous amount of respect for head coach Kevin Wilson on the other side. Ironically enough, they run very similar offenses and offensive schemes. And don't forget, this Indiana team, the last 4 meetings that have been extremely close, have averaged 430 yards per game against the Buckeyes. Thanks, Eric. 2 former Northwestern players join me now, Cam Dickerson and Kyle Prater. Cam, starting with you, what is it like to be back for a game like this on the sideline?
Oh, it's awesome too.
And Kyle, you're now playing with the Saints. How did Northwestern prepare you to make it to the next level?
They prepared me very well, you know.
Coach, first, what did you like about that opening drive?
Well, I think the work was maybe 4 or 5 for 5, so caught the ball effectively and pass protect.
Thanks, Eric. I'm amongst a very popular guy here on the sideline, David Plummer, former Gopher swimmer and current Olympian who just got back from Rio, hoisting a gold and bronze medal around your neck. What was your experience like in Rio de Janeiro, representing your team at the highest level?
It was amazing. Just a dream come true.
Jake, you're holding what it means to be the best tight end of your time. What does this feel like to be holding the John Mackey Trophy right now?
It's a little heavy, but no, it feels good. It feels really good.
Nebraska's happy head coach.
Coach, when we spoke at halftime, you said you knew this one was going to be a battle. How did your team pull it out tonight?
Well, I was proud of them once again for fighting to the end.
As coach, as you look ahead to the future of this program, what excites you the most about Rutgers football moving forward?
Family, we have over 200 people here.
And Dad, what does it mean to watch your son in the final time in Ryan Field?
Yeah, it's bittersweet. Last go around here. It's nice.
Yeah, Eric, during that commercial break, Rashad Still was being evaluated on the sideline. It appeared that the trainers were nursing that right shoulder, checking the mobility on that. He's currently still sitting on the table. His status to return remains unclear, so keep an eye out for number 88.
Michelle, thank you so much.